This was part of the 21 questions about the 2021 Browns that you and cleveland.com, the plain dealer, are doing. How will the Browns offense evolve this season? And you got a little into it, so take us through kind of the thought process as what this offense might look like.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they'll rely a little more on the passing game earlier in games, and especially on first down. You know, last year they were right up there when you kind of looked at some numbers. They were right up there with the likes of Kansas City and Buffalo. They were like a top 5 team when it came to passing in the first quarter of games. And that kind of tells me that the establish the run mentality wasn't necessarily there. It's we're going to come out, we're going to be aggressive, we're going to use the passing game to kind of set up the running game. And again, from an analytics standpoint, I think that's viewed as a more efficient way to do things. And we know that that's sort of what drives this football team. I also think we'll just see more like smaller personnel. Now, I think we'll still see some tight end sets, you know, heavy fullback stuff, but I think we're going to see more 11 personnel with 3 receivers. They might even venture out into 4 receivers, which is something they rarely did last year, because you just have to look at what they have. You know, Odell and Jarvis are going to be on the field a lot. You got to get Rashard Higgins out there. You want to get Anthony Schwartz some looks. You probably want to get Kadarius Hodge on the field a little bit. So they're going to have to spread out a little bit to get those guys some opportunities and get those guys some reps. So I would expect a more aggressive offense, a faster paced offense. And I think it's going to be a fun offense to watch this year.
So they really couldn't venture into some of those things a season ago because there was no training camp. There really wasn't any OTAs. There was no preseason. So it kind of had to be the Kevin Stefanski offense. This is kind of what it is. Do you expect inputs from Alex Van Pelt, from Chad O'Shea, the wide receiver coach, that all bring some different backgrounds and some different twists into it?
Absolutely. And that's the Kevin Stefanski way of doing things. Really, it's just the organizational way of doing things under this current regime. They want ideas to come to the table, and they want to filter through them and pick out the ones they really like. Kevin Stefanski admitted to us he's not afraid to steal things. If he likes something, he'll go steal it from somebody and put it into his offense. So absolutely, they're going to explore some of those things. And the other part of it, I kind of mentioned this a little, is the tempo side of it. Now that they know the offense and they're going to have some time to work on things, and I think they spent a lot of time on this in OTAs and minicamp as well, they're going to be able to do some things with tempo. You know, if you watch the LA Rams last year, Sean McVay loves to mess with tempo. He'll break a huddle and huddle late and snap the ball quickly so the defense can't get lined up. Things like that. I think the Browns are going to be faster. I think they're going to want to control the tempo a little more on offense, and they're going to be capable of doing it this year because they've had some in-person work, and they're going to have a full training camp and some preseason games to work with.